While the national political parties in India favor centralization, the regional parties are in favor of state autonomy. Comment. So you just introduced by saying that in India's democratic structure, there is a continuous tug of war between centralization and decentralization. National parties need to implement uniform policies throughout the country, so they are in favor of centralization. Regional parties need autonomy for preserving their cultural and linguistic identity, or for getting better resources. They want decentralization due to their inherent objectives and aspirations. So both of them are often found at opposite ends of the spectrum. You can introduce like that, then start answering why national parties are favoring for centralization. First of all, they have a broader vision for the country. They need to implement uniform policies and centralized schemes that must be getting implemented uniformly throughout the country. So they are in need of centralization. For example, goods and service tax. India's policy was to implement one nation, one market. So they wanted to create a unified tax structure, minimizing the financial differences between the states. So that is a national vision. Then policy uniformity. So they wanted to reduce the disparities across the states in terms of the lifestyle or well-being of the people. They need to create a centralized scheme with similar interpretation in all states. For example, the Congress-led UPA government's flagship program MG Narega to provide at least 100 days of wage employment in a financial year to every rural household. That is for ensuring uniform policy implementation across all the states. Now, though these are termed as positive aspects of this part, but often it is seen as used for consolidation of power by the national parties when in majority, because they want to ensure smoother governance without regional interpretation. For example, if they wanted to deploy army throughout Jammu Kashmir, if there is a state government, it is not possible. Many times there will be tussle. Okay, so they abrogated Jammu Kashmir special privilege through abrogation of Article 370. So that was for consolidating the central authority over the contentious state-specific matters. So that is one example. While this kind of thing, that uniform policy making addressing the disparity between the states through a national vision and for consolidation of power, centralization is being vouched by the national political parties. Now, why are the regional political parties vouching for state autonomy? First of all, localized concerns. For instance, AIDMK in Tamil Nadu wanted their rights to be saved in the case of Kaveri water disputes. They are emphasizing the region's specific water needs and the historical rights over the Kaveri water, etc. So they wanted larger share of Kaveri water. So that is a localized concern or regional aspiration. Then cultural and linguistic identity. If you are taking the case of Shiva Sena in Maharashtra, vouching for Marathi identity, and Agalidal in Punjab, raising their voice for Punjabi identity, etc. So linguistic and cultural identity to be preserved, they need autonomy. Okay, they are pushing for greater autonomy so that they can do whatever things wanted to ensure their identity saved. So localized concerns like Kaveri water disputes, cultural and linguistic identity as seen in Maharashtra and Punjab. Then resource control. Obviously, they need money. Their hands should not be tied in spending resources. So Trinamool Congress in West Bengal, for example, time and again had always sought for financial autonomy, because they say that they are paying huge taxes to the central government and they are not getting anything in return. So that's the point, resource control. Then over the top of all these, you have to talk about federalism. Many regional parties, for example, BJD in Odisha and YSRCP in Andhra Pradesh, often emphasize that India is a federal country. So they are pushing for states' rights in matters ranging from education to internal security. Now they are telling that always central government is getting the upper hand in all the policies, even though India is a federal country. So you can conclude by saying that while national parties, due to their pan-Indian mandate, may lean towards centralization for uniformity and streamlined governance, regional parties with their roots in specific states or regions tend to champion for state autonomy. This interplay between centralization tendency by central government and decentralization decentralization tendency by the state government is a hallmark for India's vibrant federal democracy, and that is required for balancing between central authority and regional aspirations. With that, we wind up. Thank you.